The point here is that corporate America is not our friend, especially when it comes to big tech. If for some reason there are plenty of Republicans who are still accepting donations from big tech and from the Chamber of Commerce. So joining us now to discuss is Jon Schweppe. He's the Director of Policy and Government Affairs at the American Principles Project, which is sending a letter today to Republican lawmakers, warning them and their staffers about attempts by big tech to influence Republican Party policy with money. So, Jon, thanks for being here tonight.
Thanks for having me, Kara.
Great. So I kind of laid out the baseline of this letter, but I want you to give us more details about it.
Well, basically, look, we've known this for some time. Big tech money has been flowing into the center-right ecosystem. A lot of these organizations that rose out of the Tea Party movement, supposedly kind of representing grassroots interests, now, they kind of represent corporate interests out here. And big tech has been no stranger to that. And they've donated millions of dollars to these organizations. And in return, these organizations pump, their talking points to congressional Republicans, to Senate Republicans, and urge them not to touch big tech, to leave them alone. And, that might have been fine a couple of years ago. It was something we opposed then, of course. But, after the 2020 election, when we saw big tech directly interfere and actually rig the election, we're talking President Trump lost by 43,000 votes when you look at the states, and big tech censorship played an enormous role in that. Now we're talking about something entirely different. And so when we have these supposedly conservative groups, claiming to be in the interest of the Republican Party, and they're out there advocating for our enemies and trying to get Republicans not to touch them, especially when these guys want to keep doing that over and over again, I think that's a real problem. And so that's what we're trying to highlight. We're trying to give Republican lawmakers, the tools they need to kind of recognize these groups for what they are.
And so when you guys sent this letter and when you bring up this topic more generally, what's the reaction that you get even from fellow Republicans? What's the reaction?
Well, I think they're very much aware of this. This has been something that's been kind of an open secret for years. But there's kind of this, accepted idea in Washington that you don't go after people's funding. You got to play nice. You got to, you want to make sure you get invited to these panels and to the happy hours afterwards. And, I don't care. So ultimately, I think what we got to do is make sure that Republicans in Washington are fighting on behalf of their constituents. We got to make sure that, the censorship stops. And so that's kind of where we were coming from, and I think a lot of people were happy to see us send that letter.
And who are some of these Republicans and some of these organizations who are taking this leap to start cutting themselves off from Google funding and some others? I've heard, for example, the Heritage Foundation, I believe that they stopped taking money from Google. Who are these other Republicans who are taking a stand or standing by you?
Well, I got to tell you, it's been really encouraging. You have Ken Buck in Congress, who's led a coalition of Republicans to pledge not to take big tech money anymore. You have a coalition of conservative groups led by the Media Research Center. I think they got up to 50, and one of the names on that list was the Heritage Foundation. And I got to tell you, Heritage took a lot of flack for taking that big tech money in the past, but they came out prior to the election and rejected that money and said, look, it's obvious what you guys are doing at Google, at Facebook, you're interfering, and so we're done with you. We're not going to do this anymore. And I'll tell you, I've met with the team over at Heritage, and they're very interested in this space and want to make sure that we're stopping the censorship. So we got to encourage these groups when they do the right thing, when they move in the right direction, and then the rest of the groups that are still out there taking that big tech money, the Koch-funded groups, et cetera, we got to hold their feet to the fire, but also let these lawmakers know what they're dealing with. And, you're not meeting with some former Tea Party organ. You're meeting with a group that, frankly, is no different than the Google public policy team. And so that's kind of the message we're trying to convey.
And just how deep do you think this goes when it comes to whether it's big tech money or Chamber of Commerce pressure, corporate America pressure? I believe I had you on a few weeks ago and we talked about what happened in South Dakota with Governor Kristi Noem, and when she declined to sign the bill that would have protected girls' sports from biological males competing under the name of being a girl and all of that jazz. So how deep do you think it goes, how this money really does impact how Republican politicians conduct policy?
Oh, it has for a very long time. And as a social conservative, I can tell you, up until recently, we had a hard time moving any kind of legislation because these business interests would kill it. But in the past, at least those business interests pretended to be working, towards the same goals we are. That's changed with the advent of woke capital. And frankly, I'm kind of relieved by that because now we're able to shed these business interests and really start working towards what we need to do to save this country. So, the Kristi Noem debacle, I think. She probably hasn't learned for that. Maybe she has, but certainly governors across the country have. Ron DeSantis signing the women's sports bill in Florida and coming out emphatically and saying, woke capital, we're not going to listen to you anymore. I think that's huge. And so, going forward, this is a different Republican Party than it was in the past. Instead of representing a lot of these business interests, a lot of these elite interests in Washington, D.C., New York City, et cetera, they're more interested now in representing grassroots conservatives, people like, our parents, our grandparents. And I think that's great.
Before I let you go tonight, I just have to get your reaction to this Burger King story because I think it's the latest example of, as you were saying, woke corporate America. I mean, look at this. In the name of tolerance, they're actively bashing Christians over the head. What'd you make of that whole post and that whole spiel they got going on?
I mean, it's amazing. It really is. I was talking to a friend about this. It's hard to understand the logic because, folks who eat at Burger King are probably more likely to vote Republican, right? Like, that's not exactly the elite dining of choice. So, and I got to be honest, it's not very good food. So, look, I think this type of thing, it's all about customer acquisition. It's desperation. And we need to push back really hard against it and vote with our pocketbooks. And I'm hoping that Burger King, goes the way of Gillette on this and recognizes this was a really stupid marketing ploy and it's going to cost them.
Jon, thanks as always for coming on tonight.
Thanks, Kara.